This video is about the art that I've created looking around the area of Abergynolwyn. Dwi wedi creu darnau o waith sydd wedi cael ei ysbrydoli gan y chwaral Bryn Eglwys ar ardal Abergynolwyn. I looked round the village to see where all the different kinds of slate had been used. Es I crwydro rownd y pentre I edrych at darnau o llechi yn y pentre, a mae yna gymaint o bethau I ysbrydoli gwaith celf o gwmpas bob man. I decided to begin by looking at the whole row of terraced houses in Tannebryn Street because they really represent the idea of where slate had been used, and it was where the quarrymen used to live that worked up in Bryn Eglwys. And I wanted to create a simple line drawing to start with, something that you could try at home, and that's the whole idea of this video, to inspire work that you can do yourselves. Start off with a simple line drawing and then work into it, but use whatever details that you find interesting. I ddechrau efo gwaith llinell, edrych at y tai mewn persbectif bach, a wedyn adio manylion mewn pinna ffelt neu fine liner neu pin, biro. You can add details as much as you like, different textures. You can use fine liner or ordinary biro just to make the details stand out. Once you created the main shape of the houses, I decided to make a little stencil to go over the front of the houses so that I could use some pastel in the background. Es I meddwl am creu dipyn bach o stencil I mynd drost y tai pan o'n i'n mynd I ddefnyddio pastel i'r cefndir. I decided I would like to make a sky that was really bright blue with some white areas showing through, a bit like you see in the photographs earlier on, because it's been beautiful weather. Mae'r tywydd wedi bod yn mor hyfryd a felly mae'r awyr wedi bod yn mor glas, a dwi'n defnyddio rwbr I mynd I tynnu allan y gwyn. I've used a rubber to actually then pull the white out to create some of the clouds and things that I'd seen when I was walking around the village. Create a lot of movement by building up layers. Creu lot o layers o'r glas drostyn nhw a rybio mewn mwy nag unwaith. You need to work into it several times over and brush the dust off. You can then decide on whether you want to trim this picture down, and I've used pieces of white paper to just help me do that. I torri allan y gwaith, allwch chi ddefnyddio papur gwyn I weld beth sy'n mynd I sefyll allan. For the next piece of work, I've used the poems that you see in the ganolfan. Dwi wedi defnyddio y barddoniaeth da chi'n gweld yn y ganolfan, a mae hein yn mynd I ysbrydoli gwaith gwahanol. These are going to inspire different kinds of work, a bit more abstract and more illustrative. Dipyn bach mwy o gwaith haniaethol, a dwi'n mynd I edrych at yr waliau gyd, ond mwy agos. I'm going to look at the walls more closely and the details in the walls because they're really inspirational and so different. As part of my artwork for this video, I've used lots of different bits of old paper. I've reused some old books. I've looked around the house for things that I can use, which is what I thought you could do. And I've created a rubbing here trying to create a slate wall using a simple technique which you can all do at home. Dwi wedi creu rubbings o hen darnau o bapur. Dwi wedi ffeindio pethau round y tŷ, pethau fel hen envelopes, hen llyfrau I roi mewn y cefndir. I've used the old book page here as part of the background and some brown envelopes as well. I've created a simplified wall drawing from the photographs that I took in the village, where I've focused in on sections of the wall. Dwi wedi creu sketch bach syml o'r waliau. Dwi wedi edrych at round y pentre, a wedyn dwi'n mynd I adio y barddoniaeth pan dwi wedi creu rhywbeth o ble mae'r sgwennu yn mynd I fynd. You can see that I've planned out where I'm going to put the writing before putting the fine liner on, because I wanted to make a more balanced kind of image. O'n I isio creu rhywbeth efo mwy o balance, a dwi wedi spreadio allan y geiriau mewn tri fel maen nhw yn y barddoniaeth. I've used different line techniques to create texture as well on the wall shapes that I've put between the different verses. Dwi wedi creu gwead gwahanol efo'r pin a ffelt, jyst I greu rhywbeth gwahanol rhwng y geiriau. You'll see I'm practicing a few colour pencils on the side. Dwi'n trio ymarfer dipyn bach o waith lliw efo'r pensil a lliw ar yr ochr. I'm adding a little colour to this illustration. I want to create a little bit more life in it, and I'm going to use a few of the different blues together, maybe some browns mixed in. Dwi eisiau creu dipyn bach o liw I wneud yr waith celf sefyll allan. Dim llawer, ond just dipyn bach I ganolbwyntio yr lliw sydd yn y wal. After the colour work, I'm going to look at more details on the top of the wall and create something at the bottom of the wall to try and contain the shapes. Dwi eisiau wneud rhywbeth ar y top ac ar y gwaelod I wneud y gwaith I edrych yn mwy gorffenedig. And I've then shaded it in. Dwi wedi rhoi du I mewn hefyd mwy trwm I mynd round yr barddoniaeth. And then also a little bit of colour, dipyn bach o lliw yn y top hefyd. Dwi'n mynd I ddefnyddio rhan o'r papura dwi wedi creu o flaen Efo'r rubbings, I'm going to use some of the rubbings that I'd created earlier to frame the picture I roi round y llun fel ffram. A dyma un efo paint. This is a painted one, which is really nice. It sets the colour off really well. Hefyd, ar ôl meddwl, o'n i'n really hapus efo'r ysgrifennu. I wasn't that happy with the writing, so I've used some white highlighter pen, and I think that's really quite effective. To move on to the final stage of my work in this series, I'm going to combine some of the techniques I've already shown you. The line work on the houses is going to be used, some of the texture and also some of the shading in, but I'm also going to use some lettering and stamps. So I'm experimenting first with what I'm going to use, and I'm just considering here what is going to work well. Dwi'n edrych at beth sy'n mynd I weithio yn da fan hyn, a dwi wedi arbrofi rhai o'r technegau yn barod. I'm going to use the names of all the houses on Bryn Street because they're all original Welsh names, probably the names that would have been used by the quarrymen. Dwi'n mynd I ddefnyddio yr enwau gwreiddiol o'r tai ar stryd Bryn, and I'm practicing the stamps on a piece of tracing. Dwi wedi arbrofi y stamps I gyd cyn I mi ddechrau ar papur tracing, just I fod yn siŵr bod nhw'n mynd I fod yn y lle iawn a maen nhw'n mynd I edrych yn da. I used some of the blue highlighting technique that I'd used earlier because it really needed something in the sky, and a few little highlights in the slate of the front of the house. Dipyn bach o ganolbwyntio I sefyll allan efo'r glas yn yr awyr ac ar y wal I gyd hefyd. A dyma'r darnau I gyd wedi creu I ddefnyddio pethau gwahanol o'r ardal. These are the different ideas that I've created for you so that you can see what can be used from your own area, inspired by the slate quarry of Abergynolwyn.